Hello, good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to ArcOnline or ArcOnline 2021. Hello, I am your resident MC for this weekend, Miek, and welcome. You have joined us at the perfect time for our first inaugural cosplay competition. We have had some excellent people jump in and today decide to jump in and showcase their cosplay prowess. We've got a mix of established characters, OC characters, lots of different techniques and builds that we're going to show off today. So just a little bit of context, because I'm realizing some people out there might not have maybe seen cosplay before. I'm sure you have seen it. You just might not have realized the actual title that goes along with it. But essentially, cosplay is just getting a chance to dress up as those characters that we all know and love, or maybe characters you've created if you're creating your own original character. And essentially just getting to embody them. Maybe sometimes we'll go to conventions or do photo shoots, or sometimes, you know what, some of us just do it for fun around the house. Or I know when I'm playing D&D, sometimes I like to slip on the odd elf here, or maybe, you know, get out a couple of props just so I can feel a little bit more like my character in game, which is kind of what the point is. Cosplay is just a very supportive, welcoming environment for people to essentially share their geek love out into the world. We are very lucky to be joined with 4 contestants for our cosplay competition today. I am not only emceeing the competition today, but I'm also judging, which is incredibly difficult. I think judging is quite possibly one of the things I find the most challenging to do. But as today, as we're looking through our cosplays, we'll be looking at their general builds and their actual cosplay, but also we'll have a quick chat with everyone, find out why they love their character, why they wanted to cosplay as them to start with, and find out some really interesting things about their cosplay and their build. We have a very generous prize as well from the team at ArcOnline. We have $100 cold hard cash up for grabs for our winner today. So if you're watching on the stream and you have friends that are in, make sure you're, supporting them, sending out lots of positive vibes. I mean, we know they're awesome because they're getting up here to showcase what they are, but please feel free to share that love and make sure you let them know how awesome they are. Because especially when we're doing something like this, we're doing it online, it can be a little bit awkward. So we want to be expressing our thanks and being really, really supportive with that. I have also asked our fabulous cosplay contestant after the competition to drop their socials and things into the chat so that if you would like to, you've seen what they've done today and you want to follow them along more, go ahead and give them that support as well. It doesn't cost you anything to throw a follow or a like, but I can tell you as someone, it always gives you that little bit of a rush of endorphin to see that come into your socials. And it's always nice to be rewarded for, the hard work and payoff that you do. What else do I need to tell you about our cosplay comp today? It's amazing. They're awesome, being supportive. I think that's really, really it to go through in terms of context. I've been very lucky to, as I said, run a few cosplay comps in the past. Usually my go-to style is a bit more of what I call like a geekabilly style. So I kind of usually would take characters and kind of mix them in the 50 cents. However, today, the show isn't about me. It's about our fabulous contestants, hence the lack of cosplay on my part. And it's definitely not because my order of face paints and horns did not arrive here in time. So definitely not poor planning on my part. But no, look, we're really excited to get these people up. And I know they're probably a little bit nervous. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce our first contestant. So our contestants are going to pop their cameras on and introduce themselves to you. I'll give you a brief outline, but they're going to give us a little introduction and then I'll ask them a few questions. So first up today, I would like to welcome the wonderful Patty. Patty today has come as the man in black from Gunslinger.
Hey there, folks.
Hey. Say hello to the fine folks.
At the time before I was born, a man wrote the following sentence. He said that it was the greatest thing he'd ever written in a career spanning decades. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. So we have a strangely assembled array of bits and pieces, very appropriate to the apocalyptic setting from which we draw. Waistcoat, it's handmade, put together by my lovely spouse Elizabeth and esteemed costumier Dandy Sanders, fresh over from the UK. Shirt, inherited from Liberation Industries comrade Lee Cope. Trousers, from my housemate Josh, as lockdown got the better of both of us. Each became a little different from the other. The scarf, I believe, was scrounged out of a Dangerfield bargain bin. but I do rather enjoy the fact that as it sort of sneaks under the other fragments of the garment, there's always a little something that hints at something you're not seeing. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
That is some excellent. So I love, so you've pieced together a lot of those pieces, so a mix of things you had, but also things you've sourced. So tell us a little bit more, why that character?
I really enjoy the Man in Black as an almost archetype of American fantasy, in addition to being a fantastically charismatic trickster villain. It's sort of so nicely contrasted with that very old-style American hero, that cowboy character that is represented by the protagonist in the series, both in terms of being, someone who sits so far out of reality with his sorceress powers and strange messianic tint, but also someone who just seems to be wandering the wilds for his own sake, not on any quest and not with any sort of greater motive in mind, just to see what people are when they're put on that road to perdition.
Yeah, awesome. So it looks fabulous. So what would you say, what's your favorite part of wearing this type of cosplay? Is it embodying the character, or is there a particular part of it that you really love?
Oh, look, there is a certain swagger that comes with dressing in this way. And a lot of people, and I'm looking at you, Lee and Logan, don't tell anyone that this is how I usually dress. No, having that sort of fragment of anachronism and that rebuild around the self, it projects a certain character that is a bit more lacking in modern clothing, I feel. So I like having something that is that different. And the fact that it is, every piece here has some degree of significance. Like I said, the waistcoat is handmade, and so it does instill a sort of greater feeling with it, I think. So. Yeah,
awesome. Well, beautiful. Now, look, I'm going to ask everyone, because we are at we've just had a request. Would we be able to see the cosplay again?
Absolutely.
We've had a request from the people. It's very dapper, can I say? It is very dapper. Amazing. So we will imagine there's some canned applause here. If we were in front of our audience, we would be absolutely getting a raucous applause, but it is excellent work. Now, being that we're here at ArcOnline, tell us, quick quiz, favorite TTRPG game?
Oh, if I had to pick, and it's weirdly on theme, Devil John Moulton by Nick Weddig, which Amazing. Is an occult western. There you go.
Perfect. I'm noticing a little kind of theme coming through. Awesome, beautiful. Well, look, thank you so much, Pay. Thanks for joining us. Again, raucous round of applause insert here. But thank you very, very much for sharing that. That looked fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Awesome sauce. Perfect. Beautiful. So great thing again about cosplay as well, and we kind of touched on that there with Patty, is that it's also kind of great that, it's nice when you dress up as a character, even though you might not be that type of person, to kind of embody that character for just a couple of hours. I know I've done a Disney princess a couple of times, and there's just something about it that you just feel truly magical when you're kind of, embodying those characters in that costume, even if it is only for that very short slither of time in reality. Beautiful. Thanks again, Patty. All right, our second contestant for today. I would love to welcome Ryan. If you would like to, they've come today as Squall from FF7, 577, but I'll let them introduce themselves in a little bit more detail.
Hey everyone, I'm Squall Owlheart, not Lionheart. I'm Squall's bird-loving cousin who sold the gunblade to get some binoculars. I've got a lot of belts. I'll see if I can show them all off. Fingers crossed.
I believe. Amazing.
Okay, so
perfect.
We've got the fur leather jacket. It's very soft, very fluffy, very bad in summer, but what can you do? We've got mini belts. There's the leg belts in case you need to keep your pants on your legs, like we all do. some fancy bird feather cloaks, because you can never
that cloak is amazing.
Stuff and boots for fighting people.
Beautiful, amazing. There's lots of little intricate details on there as well. And the necklace.
I'll get my headphones back in so I can hear what people are saying. Hello.
Hello. I was just saying there's lots of great detail on that costume as well. So in the necklace, is the necklace a significant?
Yes. Of course, yes. It's usually a wolf, but now it's an owl.
I love it. Now, on that note, you were mentioning when we were kind of discussing the cosplay comp before, you've taken some artistic license with the cosplay, which I'm all about. So how does your take on the character in the original, what are the similarities and differences, maybe for people who aren't as familiar with them?
It's entirely aesthetic. So for it's called Lionheart. Leon being a lion, I guess. He also has a lot of wolf symbology.
Yes.
So very, very carnivorous themed. But for me,
nice.
This was meant to be like a happy celebratory thing because I made this for my siblings' wedding. And so they liked birds. And so I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to make it a bird theme because that's rad as heck.
That's amazing. And I think that's something that's great about cosplay as well, is that people taking characters that exist that might have very iconic costumes, but taking your interpretation of it. That is amazing. So what do you love about the character as well?
Honestly, not much.
The aesthetic is an answer. It's fine to say just their costume.
I mean, Squall's fashion sense is top notch, cannot be beat.
Great.
But Squall himself, if you asked me to name 3 character traits, I could not answer one. The main reason I picked this was because me and my sibling played FF8 together. Like just, sitting in the same room, talking smack about the plot lines and characters. So I figured this would be like a good throwback. And also, it's so cool. It's so cool.
It is very cool. Now, the feathery cloak, is that something you've sourced? And where does one source or make something like that? It's amazing.
Yeah, feathery cloak was online. A gift from my sibling, actually, to complete the cosplay. So I'm not exactly where they got it, but I'm guessing some kind of online bird shop. I don't know.
So I'm noticing a lot of little sentimental traits in his costume as well, which is really cool. So wearing it to the wedding and the fact that other people have kind of bought pieces for it. That's super awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Beautiful. And again, now that we're seeing as we're at ArcOnline21, favorite TTRPG?
Girl Underground by my sibling, Lauren McManaman. Everyone should go check it out.
Okay, give us an elevator pitch, please. This is the weekend for it. Tell us a quick thing about the game and why you love it.
It's a great game about finding yourself, and it can tell us some amazing stories about gender identity and coming out and realizing who you are as a person, which is very close to home for me.
That sounds amazing. That sounds awesome. Give us one more plug.
Girl Underground. What? Yeah.
Awesome. And maybe just before you go, give us one more twirl in the ensemble. I know you won't be able to hear me while you're up, but I promise I won't speak this time. Give us one more little twirl, and there'll be insert canned applause while you do that.
Absolutely.
I love all the detail. It's very cool. Awesome. That looks, I said, so cool. I love all the detail and all the little bits and pieces that have gone into it. Also love the sentimental parts. That's really cool. So thank you so much. Again, insert canned applause here. Crowd goes wild. Thank you so much. No worries. Alrighty. Whew. Team. So this is the other great thing about cosplay is there's all these different parts and different takes that people can do with it. Like I said, just because your character looks like one thing in a movie, cosplay isn't necessarily always about just getting that screen accuracy or comic book accuracy. What I love is that, there's this whole culture now where you take a character and kind of interpret them in your way to make your own take on cosplay. Disney bounding's a really popular way that lots of people have kind of starting to mainstream that a little bit too. Beautiful. Alrighty, our next contestant. I would love to welcome Logan, who has come as his D&D 5e OC character, Nova Hollow. Logan, I'll let you introduce yourself a little bit more in more detail though.
Yes, hi, I am Nova Hollow. I've been adventuring across the Sword Coast, mainly on land, in the sky, not a whole lot on the sea, which I'm not complaining about. Because I in my adventuring days, I wore a lot of heavy armor, you know how it is. So I've retired now, happily married, fostered a couple of kids, and a falcon.
As you do.
Yes. Yeah, well, it was a package deal with my son, so they kind of came together.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. So tell us a little bit about the actual cosplay and the parts of not only the internal drive of Nova, but what actually, the aesthetic.
All right. So this is a bought outfit. This part. So from Arm Street, they do like custom sizing of various sort of medieval type outfits, which is very good because I'm very short. So nothing would be in my size. I actually got a pop-up when I submitted the measurements like this height seems a little off. Are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I am sure. But no, it fits great. And it looks really cool. I love all the little details.
Got the brocade on it. It's beautiful. And is it is it velvet, or what type of fabric is the kind of crimson-y? It looks kind of thick, I guess, is what from our perspective.
It's not actually that thick. It's pretty thin. Like I can see through it.
Oh, that's actually amazing, because for Australian cons, there's nothing worse than sometimes we get these amazing costumes and then you're sweating in a 40-degree convention. No one's having fun at that stage.
Yes, no. But no, it is pretty light, actually, which is nice. Did also make this
Yes. Amazing.
It's just out of cardboard and lots of duct tape and silver paint. So it's actually, you can't see.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just cardboard. And there's nails in the side to hold the visor on.
To get the hinging. That's wicked. Did you use like a template to build that, or is that something you sketched up yourself to make?
No, I found a YouTube tutorial, as you do. And just
praise YouTube.
And just kind of followed that. It didn't have like measurements or anything, so I kind of have to guess and measure against my own head as I was going.
Wow.
But it turned out pretty okay. So
yeah, that's amazing. That is excellent. See, another proof as well that cosplayers don't have to go out and buy all these expensive materials. Like cardboard duct tape looks awesome, and it's going to be much lighter as well than wearing something made of actual iron. So what is it about your character, your D&D OC? What is it about them that you love, that you wanted to kind of embody them in a bit more of a physical sense?
Yeah, well, I guess Nova is very dear to me, who's my first D&D character. Played him all the way through level 20, like into retirement, as I said. We played together for like 4.5 years, and it was just really cool to see him as a character grow from this, kind of awkward. He had like a whole revenge plot thing happening, and how he grew through that, and how he got revenge, and it wasn't what he was expecting, and like went on and grew from that, and then had a lovely romance with the party bard. So points
Amazing.
to Bard.
Again.
And we got married, and it was cute. So yes, Nova is very dear to me for those reasons.
That is very, very cool. Awesome. Beautiful. Is there any other parts of the cosplay that you want to show off, or did you want to do a 12 for us? Or if not, that's totally okay.
I can do a 12. It's just
Yay!
the pants that I'm wearing are just like, they're just black jeans.
That is totally okay. This is the joys of cosplay, is however we interpret it, but it's amazing. Oh, look at the sleeves. They are very cool. I love it. Again,
I love some billowing sleeves.
It's majestic. I've engaged in some billowing sleeves myself for my wardrobe update. There's something about, I think in quarantine, a lot of us just went into this like, well, if I'm stuck inside, I'm going to go into billowing sleeves and, dramatic capes and the like. Awesome. Well, also a ArcOnline weekend question, favorite TTRPG game?
Yeah, I've had two people answer me before for me to prepare. It's very tough. I do quite like For the Queen. I always remember her Twitter handle, not her actual. Alex Roberts is her name. Great. Very simple GM-less game.
Nice. Awesome. GM-less game. That's cool.
Yes. I'm all about GM-less games these days. Yeah,
very cool. So, and are you still, I know you've said Nova's retired, but are you still currently playing in a D&D campaign as well? Or do you have a new character?
No, I don't. No, we sort of ended that campaign. It was, I
love it.
Ending. There was some like text RP that me and the Bard's player went back and forth,
awesome.
Talking about our kids and when they move out of house and that kind of thing. But yeah, not in any. I'm running like a D&D campaign for like a bunch of teenagers. So I don't
wicked!
Have any, solid PC, and I just have a gaming group that we play different games every week. So
yeah, beautiful, awesome. Well, we love it. Thank you again so much for showcasing your wonderful cosplay with us. Again, there's a raucous applause inserted here, but thank you so much for joining us. Perfect. No worries. Alrighty. Awesome sauce. So we've had our 3 contestants so far. We have 1 lucky contestant left to showcase their cosplay. Again, I really loved what Logan did with their character. Your OC characters as well. There's nothing wrong with making up your own character and cosplaying them, especially at places like ArcOnline or those gaming conventions where that's going to be truly accepted and admired. But also cosplay is just about you. Whatever makes you feel good and you feel happy. You want to wear a billowing sleeve? Wear a billowing sleeve. In fact, actually, do that every day. We should all wear more billowing sleeves. Alrighty, friends, though, without any further ado, I am very delighted to welcome our final contestant for our first. I'm stalling this a little bit because in my head I know I have to judge soon, so I want to put that off for as long as I have to, because this is going to be a very difficult decision to make. But look, without any further ado, though, I won't keep our lovely contestant waiting. I would love to welcome Ro. And they have today come as Jester Lavore.
Hello.
I'll let you introduce yourself in a little bit more detail and tell us about Jester and tell us about your amazing cosplay.
Well, okay. My name's Ro. I'm cosplaying Jester Lavore today because she is my favorite. And I think that if you're here at ArcOnline today, you've heard of Critical Role. And you know a little bit about that. So I won't ramble on too much about Jester. Please ignore my room. It's been a wild couple of days.
This is totally okay. Again, we were just speaking about a billowing sleeve. Look at that.
I love a billowing sleeve.
Now, is there detail? Is there some pink I'm catching on the?
Oh yes.
On the sleeve there.
Very well. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix my lighting just a little bit.
That's okay.
There we go.
Oh, beautiful.
So I did have a dress for this as well as a sleeve that I ombre dip dyed, but I ran out of time to finish the dress. So I just shot the sleeves on a dress I already had.
Beautiful. That looks amazing. Oh, and I'm noticing the little traveler symbol. Beautiful. Amazing. So are you saying parts of this you've handmade, parts of it you've sourced?
Yeah, so pretty much everything, the sleeves, the little vesty dealy here, the skirt, I made myself. The belts I bought because, like, who wants to make a belt? And the dress I got secondhand for $2, and it's like this cute little cheesecloth shift dress that I'm absolutely in love with.
That's super cute.
For Jester.
It does work perfectly for Jester. That is amazing. And I'm noticing now this is face paint, and I think I have a bit of a clue because it's been.
This is my first time making arm socks, so they're a bit dodgy, but they do the job.
I know. Now, look, as a cosplayer, I'm aware of what an arm sock is, but I know when this came up in the chat a few nights ago, there were some questions. So do you want to quickly just explain to people what an arm sock is, why you wear it, and maybe like how you do it, how you make one in a kind of...
So I made these by, I actually purchased some white tights from Amazon Prime next day delivery, gotta flex a little bit. I dyed these blue. I custom dyed them, mixed a couple of rip dyes. It doesn't quite match, but we tried.
From here it does. It just to say, from here it does.
Awesome. And then, you basically just put the stocking over your hand and sew around your fingers to make a glove. And you do this in case you're doing like a character who's not a human skin color, so you don't have to paint your entire body. I also got some for my legs. I don't know if you saw that.
We saw the flash of blue. Beautiful. That's awesome. Because body paint, I have to admit, is something that's always terrified me a little bit as a cosplayer. I really want to dabble in it, but alas, it has not quite pulled off just yet, though. I have big goals. So obviously, as a Jester fan, do you have a favorite Jester quote?
I have a favorite Jester moment.
Fair enough.
Which was, when they were in Zadash, and there was that temple for some god, I can't even remember who it was. But she goes in and just paints dicks all over the religious iconography. Honestly, an icon.
Great. And was that that moment you're like, yes, I need to cosplay that character?
Absolutely.
Oh, beautiful. That's awesome. Well, look, I'm also going to ask the same question I've asked our other contestants, seeing as we are here at the TTRPG convention. Favorite tabletop role-playing game?
I'm afraid I am basic, and my favorite is D&D 5e.
There is nothing wrong with being basic, my friend. Absolutely. So, and are you currently playing a character, or are you more of a DM?
No, currently playing in an ongoing campaign as a halfling rogue named Arcade, and they are a little bit Jester-esque. They're a little bit Jester, you know?
I like that as an adjective now, that things are a little bit jestery or jester-esque. I like that as a description. Beautiful. No, there is nothing basic about that. D&D is a fabulous tool, and I know lots of people start there as well or finish there or lots of things. So that is no stress at all. All right, give us one more little spin, because in that beautiful dress, it's so swishy.
Yeah.
I love
All
it.
right.
All righty, well, thank you so much. So I'll get all my contestants, hang tight while I feel for a second while my brain tries to compute how on earth I am going to choose one winner out of those 4 fabulous people. Chat team, if you are online watching, please make sure you are, supporting your favorite cosplayers. It's so beautiful how we had such a diverse range as well of different cosplays, in and out of the TTRPG world, OC characters, screen accurate characters, just fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, can I stall this anymore? I think I'm going to have to make the hard choice. So what I will do, my cosplay friends, is when I've announced the winner, I'll get the winner to pop their camera back on. So again, I can fill the room with canned applause. I do want to say, though, again, thank you so, so much to all of our entrants today. It takes a lot of guts and takes a lot to get up here and, show off something that you're passionate about. Letting your geek flag fly, per se. We all really appreciate you. Again, thank you to ArcOnline for sponsoring the competition. As said, the winner is going to take home $100 cold hard cash, which can probably feed into maybe another cosplay project, or, as I said, TTRPGs. You can easily sink that back into your hobby without any questions asked. But without any further ado, I need to stop dragging this off. Okay. Our winner for our first ArcOnline cosplay for 2021 is going to be, insert drum beat here as I drag it out. I'm going to give it to Jester Tarot for the excellent, the body paint, the body stocky, the body sock. There were so many details. Well done, my friend. But that was a very difficult decision because there were lots of great details and things in these. But I loved the face paint and the body sock is something I know I've always wanted to achieve. There's a lot of technical elements that go into that. So thank you so much. You can.
Thank you.
Can you give us your best Jester, like a technically or a
technically?
Oh, I love it. Amazing. So just hang tight, my friend. I will have a chat with you after this and explain how the prize is going to work. Well done. Thank you again to our other cosplayers. I said they were going to pop their socials in the chat, so please go and give them a follow. Tell them how amazing they are, how grateful you are that you got to wallow in their awesomeness for a few minutes. Hopefully, we're hoping to maybe bring back the cosplay comp in another version or next year. So if you are interested, please feel free to keep in touch. My socials will be sprinkled through as well. I dabble in a little bit of cosplay myself, but thank you so much everyone for joining us for our cosplay comp. We have our next gaming session starting this afternoon, and then don't forget we have our live play tonight at 7:00. So please make sure you tune in for that. Otherwise, have a wonderful afternoon, friends, and thank you again, fellow cosplayers. Woo!